Hi, everybody. Welcome tonight to the broadcast. Looks like we don't have a lot of questions coming in. We had thought that last time that we ran out of time and had leftover questions, so we wanted to add this one right away, but looks like maybe we got to all the questions. In previous years, we've done about half of our broadcasts have been open forums, the other half have been topics. We went away from that a few years to catch up for the our archive library that we lost when we had to delete everything. But we built it back up. So I'll do these as often as I think people want them. Some people tell me they really like them, but I also get a lot of feedback that people want topics. This Wednesday, I'll be doing 8 tools for transforming relationships, which is one of our most popular broadcasts. I haven't done that in a few years. And it's about the 8 tools that I have found in my experience watching people that people have benefited the most from in terms of allowing the tool to change their relationship and the way that they think about relationships. So I have a couple of, looks like one question, one comment, and then if there is nothing else, I'll close. I still have the upcoming announcement slides, but let's go with that. How can an older sibling gain trust and open communication with their younger sibling, age 24? You know, the most important thing, and I think this applies to parenting too, the most important thing that we can be is vulnerable in order to improve communication and openness. My therapist told me years ago that we need to leave children their dignity, meaning that we can't just pry them open, but we have to, even if we have what she called kind of x-ray vision, an ability to kind of see through the BS, see through the fence, see through the wall, even if we have that, we need to be really careful with that and using that. And maybe we ought not to use it. Doesn't mean that you're burying your head in the sand, that you're ignoring things, but that you're giving them some space. And I think the same thing applies to an older sibling is giving them the space, opening up, talking about what you don't know, becoming interested in their process, but not showing up as perfect, as the expert, as this kind of precise surgical tool to open them up because that doesn't feel safe for them. I think this is really important too. If you need them to open up to you for you to feel okay, then they can sense that it's not for them anyway. So giving them the space, backing off, not really trying to dig into them or pull it out of them, lets them know a little bit that you're safe. So that's another concept in there. So vulnerability, showing up not knowing, getting interested in what they've learned, not trying to pry them open, but giving them some space, honoring them, giving them some dignity. And for the parents out there, that doesn't mean that you ignore things. That doesn't mean you bury your head in the sand like an ostrich, but it means that you allow for some time. And you realize that a child not opening up is not opening up for a reason. That's really important to remember. They're not opening up because they don't feel safe. And whether or not you think they should feel safe or not is completely irrelevant. And from my own perspective, I try not to pathologize the fact that they're afraid to open up. I don't talk so much about twisted thinking and thinking errors and distorted thinking. I talk about the fact that for some reason, some of your experience tells you that it's not safe to open up, to talk, to share. And I want to learn what that is, and I'm going to be patient with the process. So that's a thought. Next question: what is the role of the home therapist for parents, children who are not in the program? Great question. The more you can get the home therapist connected with the Evoke therapist, the better. Even if they're willing to attend a phone call with you on it, excuse me, that would be great. That'd be wonderful. You're gonna have to pay them for that, of course. Or if you'll just if you'll just ask them to consult with your Evoke therapist, sharing letters with them, sharing assignments with them, kind of bringing them into the process as much as possible so they understand what the project is. So consultation with a therapist, attending a phone call, both of those can be extraordinarily helpful, and then sharing letters back and forth, right? Read the hopes and intentions letter. Read the child's letter of accountability, letter of awareness. Read the child's impact letter to you. Right? And it's almost as if there's family therapy happening even with your child that's in the program at home. That's the best way to kind of, if you don't know what to do, if you don't know what work to do, that's the best way to pull them into the process. I say with all clients that I've ever worked with, I always ask the children, what do your parents need to work on? And don't worry about saying it perfectly. Don't worry about it being this kind of therapeutic language. Just tell me what you don't like, what's going on for you and your parents, what you want to be different. And then that becomes the starting point. And of course, it's really easy for parents to talk about what they want differently for their children, right? They have a much bigger grasp of their ideas about what the children need in the family. But listening to, asking the children that question, using the letters and assignments as a springboard and therapy at home are all great things. Bring the program to the home therapist as much as possible. Another parent asked, should we attend the parent workshop even though there's a chance our child will not be in the program when it is held? It's a great question. We typically say it's only for current parents. I think there can be an exception if your child was recently here. We would like all parents to have the experience. But as you might know, there are other opportunities. There are parent support groups. If you live near a location where we're having a parent support group, there are things like finding you and finding family if you want to do a deep dive into your work. That's a different experience, but there's still that kind of work that we offer to you. Finding you is really going into your own history, your own family of origin, your own life, and kind of finding out how it's showing up today in your relationships, in your challenges, in the questions you have about life. Finding yourself. Why am I unclear? Why do I have anxiety? Why do I not know? Why am I constantly troubled or depressed or discouraged? Or why don't I have the answer to this question or that? So there are other things that we provide that you can do. I think it's okay that you come if your child is recently graduated. It's a relatively inexpensive, near nothing cost for something that's pretty impactful. But write us at Melanie@evoketherapy.com just to ask that question to see about it. I think it's okay. What is a home therapist? How is that different from a therapist? That they're just asking the therapist at home versus the therapist. It's just a therapist at home where you live versus a therapist here in the program. So the Evoke therapist wouldn't be the home therapist. That's the distinction that they're making. And then somebody said to me just that they just wanted to thank us for these webinars, and you're absolutely welcome to them for them. It's something that I think that can be helpful, can be a touchstone. The thing about the work that I do is I don't recommend virtually anything that I'm not willing to do. So for me, this is just doing for you what somebody else did for me, which is teaching me about just the manner of relationships of being a human being. All right, we ask all of you to go to 12 steps, 6 12-step support groups as soon as possible. Start as soon as your process is possible. Al-Anon, CODA, Families Anonymous. Al-Anon, Alateen is for teenagers. Adult Children of Alcoholics is great, I think, because it kind of lets you know about your own family issues. You don't have to have parents that are alcoholics. Refuge Recovery is a recovery program that's Buddhist inspired. Doesn't necessarily have the higher power piece to it. Some people like that. NAMI.org is the National Alliance on Mental Health. That's for people in your community that are providing services, groups, education at a really affordable cost. Follow us on social media. All of these broadcasts are available on the podcast apps, although I won't do this one because it's so short tonight. iPhone and Android devices, search Evoke Therapy programs on your various podcast apps, or go to SoundCloud.com to listen to any of them. Twitter and Instagram. Follow us using the handle @EvokeTherapy. On Facebook, you can find us by searching Evoke Therapy Programs. The Alumni Foundation, which helps people that can't afford, is also there on Facebook, and then our blog. My book is available on Amazon. Audio purchases are available. Hope to be finishing my second book in the next week or two. At least the first draft of it, I should say. The next Finding You is February 20th. That one's full. March 27th is the next opening. Contact us by emailing intensives@evoketherapy.com. Tonight, Monday, February 11th, they're just finishing up the parent meeting in New York. I will be in Southern California on the 24th of February from noon to 3, and in the Bay Area, San Francisco, 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Email melanie@evoketherapy.com for more information or to RSVP. The workshops that we were just talking about, the 16th and the 17th, if you're not signed up yet, it's probably too late for you to plan it, but the next one after that will be March 23rd and 24th. Again, contact Melanie. Pursuits are for families or young adults. Think Sober Fun, Therapy Light. And then Wednesday night, I'm going to be redoing the 8 Tools for Transforming Relationships, which is one of my favorite and one of our most popular broadcasts. So looking forward to that. Looks like we have no other questions. Sorry we didn't have a longer time with you tonight. Hope that means that you're all doing well and enjoying your journey. So thanks for joining me tonight. Good to see your names on here. Have a great evening. I'll talk to you Wednesday night. Bye-bye.